single day. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Everything.
Hey guys, it's Lala. Welcome back to my channel, Lalas Land. So for today's Weight Watcher Wednesday video, it's actually going to be a recipe. I know I normally put up 2 options for you guys on Instagram to vote on, but I could not think of 2 things that I wanted you guys to vote between because I really wanted to make this recipe this week. So I kind of pulled rank and we're gonna go ahead and do a recipe. I call this my enchilada pasta bake, just what I call it. I will go through and show you the ingredients, show you the processes, and then I'll, at the end of the video, make sure if you like it, you give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what you think of the recipe and if you think that you'll try it. And don't forget, there will be points on the screen. If you are on the Weight Watchers Freestyle plan, it will be smart points. And also I'll have the recipe in the description box below. And yeah, any questions, comments, as always, go ahead and remember to comment that down below. Remember, like I said before, if you like the recipe and the Weight Watcher Wednesday videos, a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you take the time to do that down below and become a part of my friends and family here on YouTube. And let me go ahead and stop yammering and let's just get started. The ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe is lean ground turkey. I use the Butterball Everyday ground white turkey, 75% less fat. So it's 97 lean, 3% fat. And this is 1.25 pounds and this is 0 points. Again, if I don't say the points, because some of it I don't know on the top of my head, it will be on the screen. You're also going to need 4 ounces of fat-free cream cheese. This is 8 ounces, so I will use half of this. You'll also need a 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce, and this is the only one I could find at my Walmart, was the red enchilada sauce. So we'll go ahead and give this a try. Also need taco seasoning. I meant to grab the lower sodium, but I didn't. So I mean, that doesn't change points. It's just sometimes, you know, you might want to do a little bit less sodium. So black beans, I'm using the canned black beans. Salsa, I'm using the finely shredded Great Value Fiesta Blend cheese. This is the reduced fat. You'll need 1 cup of this. I don't remember on the top of my head how much salsa you'll need, but I'll put it up on the screen. And then you'll need half of an onion. Now, I already actually used an onion the other day, so I still had half of a small red onion here. And so I've gone ahead and it's already diced up in my dicer. If you guys want a review on the dicer that I have, you want me to show you the one I have off Amazon, let me know and I will. I absolutely love it. It is definitely sharp. I have cuts on my fingers to prove it from when I washed it, but I absolutely love it. And I may or may not add a little bit of minced garlic. This is the garlic that I get from Dollar Tree. I love it. I like to usually, when I saute my onions, I like to use it a little bit of garlic with it just to give it a little bit of flavor, maybe about a tablespoon. So that is all you need. Okay, and the last item you're going to need is a box of pasta. Now I'm just showing you 2 of them that I happen to have here on hand. I like the Great Value. You know, the shape of the pasta does not matter. That's completely up to you. I mean, I wouldn't do spaghetti, but like a penne, or we have the whole wheat rotini, the whole wheat elbows, whichever you prefer in your pasta. I'm probably going to use the rotinis in mine this time, but it doesn't matter what you use. And you don't have to use whole wheat pasta. That's what I choose to use because it's less points. I believe it's, I don't remember how many points, it'll be on screen, but it is less points than regular pasta. And honestly, when it's mixed together with things like this, you don't even taste it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with cooking my turkey, and you will see that momentarily. If you are anything like me, then you are busy. And so this turkey I took out this morning. So it's a little thawed. As you can see, I can break it, but it does need to thaw a little bit more. It's still kind of frozen. I'm breaking it into pieces, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put it on medium. I have an electric stove. Just depends on what kind of stove you have, but I have an electric stove, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on medium, and I'm gonna put the lid on top of it so that way it can sit and it can cook. And I'll go back every couple of minutes and kind of stir it around and break it apart. And so that's a step that you may not normally have to take if you've thawed it out completely. However, it didn't thaw out completely in my refrigerator, and so that's what we're dealing with now, but it's not a big deal. Something I'm doing while this is cooking is I've gone ahead and added water in here. and a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm gonna let that start to boil. And once that starts to boil, I'm gonna add my pasta. I actually decided that I'm just cooking this for Greg and myself, so it's only going to use, I'm only going to use half the pasta. So if you want to use an entire box of pasta, the points will be different. So I'll put those points in the description box below, because my point value is going to be different for the recipe using a half a box versus using a whole. I'm going to use the same amount of everything else, but it'll just have a little bit less pasta. The black beans are filling, the turkey, so we don't quite need that much pasta. I didn't even really think about it when I initially made my recipe and put it in the recipe builder on my Weight Watchers app. But that is, so that, just so you know, we're going to be using 8 ounces of half a pound of rotini. You guys can see here, it's cooking. The turkey is cooking. I've gone through and broken it up some. So we're going to put the lid back on it and let it continue to cook. And again, go back every few minutes and just break it apart until it's fully done. Okay, something else I'm going to do while I'm waiting for my water to boil and my turkey to cook is I'm going to put my, set my oven at 350 degrees. I'm going to let it preheat, because once, you're only going to cook your pasta till it's al dente. And then once it's all done, you'll see the last step is going to be we're putting it in the oven. So just make sure that you go ahead and preheat your oven. That way it's done. You don't have to wait for it once everything else is complete. Okay, so now that my turkey is all thawed out and now it's just cooking at this point, we're gonna take about a tablespoon, like I said, of the, whoops, I made a mess, of the garlic. One thing I will say about me, here's a little tip, this is about how much I'm gonna put in it. I'm a messy cook. Like, I always end up having to clean up my kitchen after I'm done cooking. I mean, not clean it up like normal. We're gonna add the onion as well. Remember, I had already had mine chopped. You can use yellow onion if you prefer, but we really like red onion. So yeah, I am so messy. Let me move you guys up a little bit so you can see in the pot a little bit more. I hope the lighting is good enough for you guys. I don't have my flash on, but you can see it's just turkey, garlic, and some onion. There's no seasoning or anything like that in there yet other than the garlic we put in. And again, like I said, guys, oh, what I was saying was I'm a very messy cook. I make messes, and that's okay though. It's my kitchen. I have to clean it, so at least I'm the one making the mess. Be worse if someone else was in here. And I like to go through and break up my turkey, just like, it's kind of like ground beef. It likes to stick together, and I like it to be broken up. And you can see I don't know if you can see it, but my water's getting hot over there. It's not boiling yet. Once it is, we'll make sure we add that pasta. Okay. You can already smell the garlic cooking. Go ahead and put the lid back on this and let it cook here. Okay, so as you guys can see, my pasta is, my water is boiling, so I'm gonna pour in about half a box of the rotini. It's about half. Half is usually gonna be about right above the window. So that's about half of it. And then you wanna give it a good stir. And if you don't put oil in it, that's fine. I like to put oil in mine because I don't like my pasta to stick. So you're gonna cook these for about 10 minutes until they're about al dente. You just pick up a fork and kind of test it, which, you know, it's not super soft. It's still got a little bit of toughness to it. And that's because you don't want to overcook it when you are cooking when you're putting it in the oven. So it's on high. I'm going to turn it down. Other news, let's take a look at our turkey and our garlic and our onion. And by this point, you're going to be able to smell it. Oh, it's going to be so nice. Now, if you were using ground beef at this point, you would want to go ahead and drain it. But I am not using ground beef. I'm using turkey. There's not very much grease, fat at all. And it's basically going to cook into whatever, it's going to cook into your food anyways. So you can drain it if you'd like to. Again, there's not much when it comes to this very lean turkey. That is completely up to you. It will not hurt anything if you do not drain it. For this particular meal, you're not going to need the entire taco seasoning packet. If you want to use it all, you are more than welcome to. Just make sure there's not any more points added. You're going to put in 2 tablespoons. So there's 1 tablespoon. Sorry about any barking. And there's and there's 2 tablespoons. Once you've added your taco seasoning, you'll go ahead and give it a nice stir. I'm sorry for any dog noises you hear, crying or whining. I think Greg just got home, so Axel's looking at him through the window, which means Billy's going to bark. So you're just gonna give it a really nice stir. Your taco seasoning's all mixed in, break up, the oven is preheated. Break up any of these pieces that are in here. Make sure you scrape the sides. Taco seasoning likes to get up on the sides, and you need all of your goodness. Don't forget, as your pasta is boiling, come over and give it a stir. I don't know if you can see me, but I am stirring it. Give it a little stir. You don't want it to stick to each other or the bottom of the pot. Now that this is all mixed in, you're gonna get your cream cheese. Remember, you're only needing 4 ounces, so half of your 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and you'll drop that in. And remember that I am using the fat-free cream cheese. So you'll go ahead and you're gonna just keep giving this a mix until it gets all melty. And I don't know if melty is a word, but it is going to be a word today. Now, if you want more cream cheese in it, feel free to add more cream cheese. Greg just got home. Hi, Greg. You can add more cream cheese if you want, but remember, if you're on Weight Watchers, you'll need to make sure you count your points accordingly. They will be different. So you can see here we have our turkey and cheese and onion and garlic. It looks very good. The next thing I just did was I opened my can of black beans and I put them in a colander and I rinsed them off. That's something I like to do. I like to drain them and rinse them. I'm gonna go ahead and add these here into the pot. So don't forget, while you're doing this, make sure you're checking your pasta. My pasta is about done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the burner off on my pasta because it is about done. And now I'm gonna go ahead and give this just a good mix my black beans into the mixture. This is a super easy recipe. I mean, it really is. It's just a matter of thinking to put it together. I'm gonna take my salsa, and I talk about this salsa in my grocery hauls. If you watch those, I love this salsa. It's 0 points for this. So the recipe, I'm only gonna use a cup. Now, of course, it's 0 points, and if you wanted to add more on top of yours later, you can, but I'm gonna add a cup of salsa. And then I'm also going to add my entire can of the red enchilada sauce. Go ahead and give this a nice stir. So this is what the mixture will look like, guys. It looks so good, I cannot wait. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is drain my pasta here in my colander. I do like to have hot water running behind it because there is a little bit of oil in this water, and so it's going to go down the drain, and I don't like to run oil down my drain, period, but especially without any water. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in here. And then I like to take the cold water and run it on top of it, and it kind of stops the cooking process for now. I use my hand to kind of mix it up. It is still pretty hot, so just take your spoon. That way you can make sure you get all the pasta. And like I said, it just kind of stops the cooking process for now, and it'll start back up again when we get it in the oven. Okay, so you're gonna need, I believe this is a 9 by 13. This looks ugly. My pan has been through the ringer, but it's Rachel Ray and it does me good, and it's non-stick, even though it's scratched up on the bottom. I've had her for a long time. She's not rusted. She might be stained, but she works well. I'm not a big fan of Rachel Ray per se, but my mom actually got me this as, I think it was a set or something. But anyway, so you're gonna need a 9 by 13 pan. Now, something I just kind of did off camera was I dumped my pasta here into my pot with my turkey and black bean mixture and all of that. So you're gonna add that all to the same pot. It makes it easier that way. At least that's what I find. If you want, you can mix it when it's in your 9 by 13 pan, but I find it a little bit easier to mix it when it's in the pot together. We're gonna come back to our 9 by 13 pan, and I'm going to pour our pasta into the pan. Now, if you don't have a non-stick, maybe you might want to put a little bit of cooking spray, but I've never had it stick before, even with when I used a non-stick one. So I think you really are okay if you don't. So you're gonna go ahead and just put it evenly into your dish. gonna spread it out evenly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover this with foil, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. You know, it's already set to 350. I'm gonna put it in the oven for 30 minutes, covered with foil, and then I'll take it out, add my shredded cheese, my cup of shredded cheese to the top, put it back in for 15 minutes, uncovered, and then it'll be ready. She's covered with foil, into the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so the first 30 minutes is up, and I went ahead and took it out of the oven. I'm just gonna pull the, it's hot. I'm going to pull the foil off. Look how good that looks, guys. Ooh, looks so good. So now I'm gonna take my Great Value finely shredded Fiesta Blend cheese. I'm gonna get 1 cup of it, and I'm going to sprinkle it on top. Okay, so this is a cup of cheese, of the cheese I showed you. So now we're just gonna take it. I like to use my hand so I can try to get an even spread. And remember, you can use more cheese, but if you're on Weight Watchers, you will need to count your points accordingly. Cheese is high in points, even the reduced fat. I think a cup of this is like, let me see, 8 points or something. I don't really remember, but again, that'll be in the description box or here. So we've got our cheese on it. I'm gonna put it back in the oven, uncovered for 15 minutes, and I will show you what that looks like when it's all done. Okay, this is finished. This is the finished recipe. This is my enchilada pasta bake. Oh, the cheesy goodness. I cannot wait to eat this. So the final points for this is 1 cup is 4 points. That's all. That is it. 4 points for just 1 cup. I actually have 12 points for dinner. I don't know that I'll be able to eat all those points on that, but I'm so excited to try it. I will let you guys see it when it's plated, and I'll let you guys know how great it is. So here it is plated. This is actually 2 cups, and this is 8 points. So I've tried it. I really like it. Greg really likes it. Definitely a repeat. If you guys like the recipe and want to give it a try, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next Weight Watcher Wednesday video. Bye.